Hey Runners World, Mallory Krevling here, your health and fitness editor. We are here today to talk about alcohol and athletic performance, a hot topic, something that can be a little bit confusing. So Dr. Tamanna Singh, she's here on screen with me via Zoom. Dr. Singh is here to clear up that confusion for us. Thanks so much for being with us today. To focus a little more on alcohol and post-workout, which you talked a little bit about in terms of muscle synthesis and that sort of recovery aspect. For those who are getting that celebratory beer after a run or a race, what tips do you have to sort of make sure the alcohol doesn't affect their system too much?
Sure, so the biggest thing to remember is when you're crossing that finish line, you may be one of those people, a quote unquote salty sweater with salt flakes all over your body, or someone who, is drinking perpetually because you just have so much fluid loss. So the biggest thing to remember is alcohol is a diuretic. So it is going to dehydrate you. And in an already dehydrated state, if you choose to drink, it's super important to make sure you don't just toss your bottle of electrolytes. You really keep that alongside you and really aggressively hydrate. If you're going to have a beer, I would say, chase it down with a glass of water with electrolytes mixed in, something along those lines. So don't just drink the alcohol, make sure you pair it with water and electrolytes so that you don't impact your recovery, don't lose too much water as you're trying to get through the end of the race.
So keep the electrolytes nearby. Kind of double fist those.
Double fist.
A double fist. When it comes to other workouts, like a strength workout, a lot of people have strength training within their running schedule. How might alcohol affect the gains you would get from that strength workout?
So with respect to alcohol and strength training, the whole goal of strength training as runners is really to be able to build up some lean muscle mass to support our joints, to prevent us from having and developing injuries or issues with mobility. And alcohol will impair our ability to synthesize muscle. It'll impair the ability for us to actually be able to utilize protein for muscle recovery. So whatever gains you are trying to make from having 2 or 3 strength training sessions a week can easily be lost by drinking alongside that.
And then just to kind of wrap this all up, for people who are coming across different stories about alcohol, how it might be good for your health, how it is terrible for your health, what are some of the takeaways you think people might miss from those sort of stories and what they should just keep in mind when it comes to alcohol and general health, as well as performance and recovery?
So when you're thinking about alcohol, general health, and sport performance and recovery, alcohol really is not a part of that sentence. Now, everybody views this word, quote unquote, moderation in a very different way. For some people, moderation may be 3 to 4 drinks a night. For others, it may be nothing. For some, it may be 1 or 2. So it is a relative term. But the thing I do want to emphasize is, a lot of our priorities are similar. Our priorities are to stay strong, be healthy, be fit, and have great performance as runners. And if those are really things that you value, then it may just be worth your while to take a second look with respect to your relationship with alcohol. Personally, I stopped drinking alcohol many years ago when I started to really ramp up my running, and I really only noticed benefits from that. I really try to practice what I preach so that as a provider, I'm not a hypocrite and I can provide some guidance and some personal experience for my patients who may be trying to examine what they want to do with respect to alcohol and sport performance. There are no hardcore studies that show that there's a cause and association between alcohol and heart health. And you can even see that with the recent World Heart Foundation report stating that alcohol is not healthy whatsoever.
Yes, runners are very goal-oriented, so I feel like when you actually sit down to think about your goals and see how alcohol can fit in it, that can bring to light maybe what your relationship might be like with it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. I appreciate all your insight into alcohol and athletic performance. As Dr. Singh mentioned, alcohol doesn't necessarily have a place on the training plan, especially if you're looking to promote your fitness and reach that finish line a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. So let us know about you and your experience with alcohol and whether it's helped or hurt your performance.